Derrick Henry is a Raven, Kirk Cousins is a Falcon, and Keenan Allen is a Bear. But these are only 3 moves of the most insane free agency I've ever seen. And today we're gonna test the top 10 free agency moves in Madden. Beginning with Marquise Hollywood Brown, who's leaving Arizona and signed a 1-year, $11 million contract with the Chiefs. After making the offer, he has high interest, but 5 other top offers from different teams that are apparently rated higher than ours. And for our first test, we already have a fail, as Hollywood Brown decided to sign with the Lions on a 3-year, $17 million deal. But this is only one of 4 tests that we're gonna run with each of these free agent moves. Our first challenge is to hop into a game and see how much of an impact they make on their new team. Got Hollywood Brown on a crosser over the middle, wide open. Mahomes hits him. He should have breakaway speed. He just gets caught though. This time we'll try a little play action, kind of a skinny post there on the outside. Let's see if he can get open. I think he is. He's gonna come across and hang on to that ball despite the hit from the safety. A little whip route to the right side here. He's gonna be open. Can he juke this guy out? No, but he maybe breaks the tackle almost. I've got him on a drag route over the middle. He gets off the line so slow, but he's open. Catches a touchdown, Hollywood Brown. Test number 2 is a pass. Test number 3 is a full game simulation, and in order to receive a passing grade, they'll either need to achieve 100 yards receiving or score a touchdown. Now with these full game sims, they will have the full updated free agency rosters, because our final test at the end of this will be one full season sim with every move incorporated into the rosters to see who Madden thinks will win the next Lombardi Trophy. Hollywood had 5 receptions for 41 yards and 0 touchdowns. This test is considered a fail. Test number 4 is a full season sim with all of the updated rosters, and we'll be seeing if the players' stats are better or worse than the 2023 season. Now, we did only play 14 games last year, so it's hard to directly compare, but receptions, he dominated with 94 to last year's 51. He had 1,100 yards to last year's only 574, and last year he had 4 touchdowns. This year he had 9. He passed this test with flying colors. Moving on to number 9, Patrick Queen signed a 3-year, $41 million contract with the Pittsburgh Steelers. The top offers are between the Titans, Falcons, us as the Steelers, the Raiders, and Cardinals. And he did not sign with the Steelers. He went with the Raiders on a 5-year, $24 million contract with a $31 million signing bonus. This is a fail. Let's see how Patrick Queen does here at middle linebacker. They're going to run the ball again. He's going to get outside. Patrick Queen... That's a user error. Patrick Queen made a great play. He's got the speed and the legs. He's at middle linebacker, of course. He's going to try to cover over the middle. And because everything was covered, Lamar throws a pick. I'm going to say this is a pass for Patrick Queen. He made a great stop on Lamar Jackson. In order to pass, Patrick Queen has to have 5+ tackles or 1 sack. Patrick Queen had 5 solo tackles with 1 assist, but no interceptions and 1 forced fumble. That is a dominant pass for Patrick Queen. Patrick Queen had 7 less total tackles with 126 to last year's 133, only 2 sacks to last year's 3.5, 1 interception tying his last year's 1, and he had 1 forced fumble in both years as well. By just a small margin, this test is a fail. And believe it or not, the Texans traded just a 7th round pick to the Bengals in return for Joe Mixon. We're going to see if this trade goes through. I highly doubt it. Declined with 0 interest level. This one is a big epic fail. Can Joe Mixon be the difference maker for this Texans team? We're going to start with an outside stretch run. Pretty good blocking. He's got space. He back jukes one man and gets tackled. See if Mixon can get open on the outside. Looks like man coverage. He does. Perfect pass. He's got blocking and speed. Mixon. We'll keep trying to get him the ball here. This time on an outside route. Doesn't look like he's open. Just going to fire it into him anyways. And he makes the catch for a first down. This is definitely a man blitz. Let's see if we can get him involved in the screen here. Just going to throw it early. He's got blocking. He's got the edge. Mixon almost. He's down to the 2. To secure the touchdown, just 1 more run. 2 yards to go. Easily gets in. An easy pass for him and a touchdown dance to celebrate. For Mixon to pass test 3, he needs to have 100 total yards or a touchdown. Mixon finished with 94 total rushing yards on 22 attempts. He did not have a touchdown. But receiving, he had an extra 10 yards, putting him over that 100-yard milestone. It's a pass. Last year, Joe Mixon ran for 1,034 yards and 9 touchdowns, and this season he ran for 1,700 yards and 14 touchdowns. This one isn't even close. Mixon passes with flying colors. The Steelers traded Deontay Johnson and a 2024 7th-round pick to the Panthers for cornerback Deontay Jackson and a 6th-round pick. I still don't think this one's going to go through either, but we'll give it a try. It was accepted. We have our first actual pass. Now we'll play one drive with Deontay Johnson and try to score a touchdown. Deontay Johnson on the Panthers in the slot with our favorite crossers play to test out on the first one. Gonna throw there from Bryce Young, catches it and hangs on. That's a great catch for him. Now we'll get him going on the bubble here as Bryce Young throws that. He's got good blocking out front. He makes a man miss. Deontay Johnson. He's on the outside. Let's see if he can just beat his man deep here for a touchdown. He's not open, but we're just gonna throw it anyways. Almost with a crazy one-handed grab. Can he beat his man on the crosser? If we can get the time. He's open. Young puts it on the money and he hangs on. Let's go back to the bubble here. Can he complete it? He does. He can't get around his man though. Doesn't break the tackle. The final opportunity for Deontay Johnson. This has been a phenomenal drive so far. Can he finish it off by winning a slant here? He does. No, it was just late. I think if that pass is on time, it's for sure a completion. He got open. That one was on me. After a great drive for Deontay Johnson, we're giving him a passing grade. For Deontay Johnson to pass test 3, he either needs to have 100 total yards or a touchdown. And Deontay Johnson dominated with 10 receptions, 127 receiving yards, and even though he didn't score a touchdown, he passes the challenge. Last year, Deontay Johnson had 51 receptions for 717 yards and 5 touchdowns. But this year with the Panthers, he'll have 77 receptions for 959 yards and 6 touchdowns. It's a passing grade for Deontay Johnson. And in a move that I'll never understand, the Panthers franchise tagged Brian Burns and then traded him to the Giants for a 2024 second-round pick and a 2025 fifth-round pick. There's literally no way this goes through. Of course, it was declined, not heavily declined, but it is a fail nonetheless. So far, Madden is not good at predicting what moves will work and what won't. The player locking on Brian Burns as he gets shoved over in the run game. Literally just demolished there. They're in single back. Maybe they're going to run the ball. No, he gets to the outside and then gets thrown down again, dude. You want to be one of the best, Burns. Get paid like one of the best. You got to beat the best. He gets by this time. Almost sacked, but he did force the pressure there as Dexter Lawrence comes down with the sack. He is versatile. He can come off the other side of the line. So now he's facing off against the Eagles' left tackle. Maybe this is his chance to get by. He does. He gets the sack on Jalen Hurts. Brian Burns definitely passed this challenge, making a huge difference for the Giants. For Brian Burns to pass this challenge, he needs 5+ tackles or a sack. Brian Burns had 5 total tackles, 1 TFL, 0 interceptions, and 0 forced fumbles. He just got there on the total tackles. That's a pass for Brian Burns. Last year, Brian Burns had 50 tackles to this year's 54, but he had 8 sacks to this year's only 3. He also had a forced fumble last year, and this year he had 0. Unfortunately, it's a fail for Brian Burns. I understand these tests aren't perfect. It's Madden. We can only control so much, but I'm doing my best. In one of the most surprising moves in free agency, the Chargers traded Keenan Allen to the Bears for a 4th-round pick. There is no way this goes through. And to no one's surprise, it was heavily declined by the Chargers. Madden does not think they would get rid of Keenan Allen. As a Bears fan, this is so exciting, boys. It's Keenan Allen time. Let's test what he can do. First on the outside, we're just going to go deep to him. I think he's got a step. He does, and he comes down with it on the first throw. Holy smokes, what a play. He's just running a streak again. Oh my gosh, he's got him again. 2 completions, 1 touchdown. Keenan Allen is a force to be reckoned with, even at 30 years old. The easiest passing grade I've ever given. For Keenan Allen to pass this sim challenge, he needs either 100 receiving yards or a touchdown. Keenan Allen only 3 receptions, 26 yards, and 0 touchdowns. Unfortunately, he fails test number 3. It looks like the move for Keenan Allen was not the right choice, as he has 52 receptions for 755 yards and 5 touchdowns to last year's 108 receptions, 1,200 yards, and 7 touchdowns. This is a fail. And Saquon Barkley went to division rival Philadelphia Eagles for 3 years, $37 million. But despite that happening in real life, in Madden, he decided to go back to the Giants on a 3-year deal valued at $45 million with a $20 million salary. Not what I was expecting there, but the Eagles signing Saquon Barkley is a fail. Big 3rd and 6 from their own 12-yard line. We're throwing the screen to Saquon. That's his game, the screen game. Gets outside, gets the first down, and run the stretch run now. Does Barkley have what it takes to get outside? He does. He's got blocking, he's weaving, he's got speed. What can Barkley do in the passing game? Can he get open here? He is. Hurts puts it on the money. This is what Barkley can do, man. That's why they picked him up. How about on the wheel route now, if he can get the time? Hurts is just going to lob it up. He's got Barkley on the wheel route. Wide open touchdown. And his partnership with Jalen Hurts is going to be nasty. A dominant pass from Saquon. In order for Saquon Barkley to pass this sim, he's got to have 100 total yards or a touchdown. On 17 attempts, Saquon Barkley had 64 rushing yards, but he secured a touchdown anyways. And for what it's worth, he had 2 receptions for 14 yards. That's a pass for Saquon Barkley. Saquon Barkley had 272 attempts to last year's 247, so roughly the same, but he had 1,449 yards in 2024, just 962 in 2023 on 6 touchdowns, and this year he had 17 rushing. This doesn't even count the receiving. This is a pass with flying colors. And in a not so surprising but very expensive move, the Broncos cut Russell Wilson to incur a penalty of $82 million to their cap, which left him open to be signed by the Pittsburgh Steelers for a veteran minimum of 1 year, $1.2 million, in which the Broncos will still be paying him $39 million in 2024 to not even play for their team. But I'm going to be honest, I don't think Russell Wilson accepts this deal. But after week 1, the Steelers are the only team that have made him an offer. He might not have a choice. Until the Vikings came in week 2, and Russell Wilson didn't sign with the Steelers. Instead, he went with Minnesota, replacing Kirk Cousins on a 1-year, $18 million contract. It's hard to recreate this in Madden because it's pretty clear Russell went to the Steelers just to be a part of that organization. Can he just take off through the middle? He doesn't have the speed to do it. Let's see snap number 2 here. He's got his tight end open. He hits him. Okay, he's got a completion under his belt. Who wants to hit to the outside? Jalen Warren out of the backfield. So close. It's 4th and 1. Russell Wilson's a little bit of a check down, Charlie. Let's try a little bit of a check down here on the bubble, and they don't convert it. Completed 3 passes on his first drive, but could not get the first down. That's a fail for Russell Wilson on the Steelers. For Russell Wilson to pass, he has to throw for 250 yards or 2 touchdowns. And Russell Wilson with just a stout failure, 21 for 31, 182 yards, 0 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. Not a good look. Russell Wilson dominated his 2023 performance on the Steelers with 347 completions, almost 4,000 yards, and 29 touchdowns to 13 interceptions. Versus 297 completions, 3,000 yards, 26 touchdowns, and 8 interceptions. This is a pass, but it's actually a little closer than I thought it was. Derrick Henry left the Titans and signed with the dominant Baltimore Ravens for a 2-year, $16 million contract, but I don't think he's going to sign this in Madden. I guess we'll have to see. I'm certainly not surprised with this one. He signed a 2-year contract with the Detroit Lions instead, this time for a $12 million salary and a $9 million bonus. Let's try it again. This time we're going towards TJ Watt. He's not really a receiver, but he can run right through the defense. I know this isn't really his game, but in the modern day NFL, as a running back, you need to be able to catch the ball in order to perform, and let's see if he can get open here. He does. Can he catch it? He hangs on. We're going to try a stretch run to the left. We've got Isaiah Likely and another tight end out there blocking. He's going to get outside, bro. I forget how fast he is. Get off me! Stiff arm, truck people over. Doesn't matter, dude. Let's try a simple run up the gut. He's bigger, faster, better, and stronger as he's going to cut back here. He can juke too. 2nd and 9. They need some big yards here from Henry. He's just got to be able to get past the first man. He falls forward. Goal here is to get him out of the backfield, to get him some time and some space. So Lamar Jackson delivers. He's going to juke, and he can't get past these people. 4th and 8. Well, unfortunately, Henry's not in the game here, so that one's my fault. We're just going to get the first down to Mark Andrews here, assuming he catches that. Again, not his game, but we're going to give him a try with the slip screen here and see if he can get open on this. He gets the catch, and he gets tackled right away from the 15, now 3rd and goal. Come on, Henry, you got to be able to win here, especially over the middle in the passing game. Ooh. No, Lamar, he was open. Okay, Henry, we're just going to give you a chance here for the end zone. Just got to go up and make a ridiculous catch. He can't do it. I'm sorry, Derrick Henry. I feel like I let you down, but this test is a fail. And in order for Derrick Henry to pass this challenge, he either needs a touchdown or 100 all-purpose yards. Henry had a brutally terrible game. 11 carries, 29 yards, 0 touchdowns. He did have 2 receptions for 18 yards, but still no touchdowns. Unfortunately, test number 3 is a fail for Derrick Henry. And Derrick Henry absolutely crushed his last year's stats with almost 1,800 rushing yards and 26 touchdowns to last year's 1,100 rushing yards and 12 touchdowns. Kirk Cousins signed with the Atlanta Falcons in the biggest deal of the offseason for 4 years, $180 million. This contract is so absurd that I think it actually might work. The only free agent signing to actually go through in Madden was Kirk Cousins Cousins at 4 years, $180 million. It's Kirk Cousins on the Falcons time, boys. So who wants to get open out of the backfield? We've got Y wide open outside there, and he's going to get a first down. Kirk Cousins delivered. See who wants to get open on the second play. He's going to have Y wide open across the middle again. Delivers a dart, and he almost got out of that for a touchdown. Is he going to find anyone open? With all these targets, you got to think he's going to find someone. He does. Drake London across the middle hangs on. See who he wants to find here. He's going to have X, delivers a dart. That's a catch to Drake London. He's got him this time. Easy touchdown, easy completion. That's a pass for Kirk Cousins with flying colors. For Kirk Cousins to pass this challenge, he needs 250 passing yards or 2 passing touchdowns. Kirk Cousins went 19 for 27 with 244 yards, meaning a fail, but he threw for 4 passing touchdowns. That's a pass. And since Kirk only played 7.5 games last year, we'll be comparing to his 2022 stats, where he had 424 completions for 4,500 yards, 29 touchdowns, and 14 interceptions, compared to our Madden sim, which he has 3,600 yards, 21 touchdowns, and 4 interceptions. It looks like this is a fail. The ultimate test number 5, who will win the Lombardi Trophy if any of these teams with the new transactions? We have the Chiefs in the playoffs. We have the Texans in the playoffs. We have the Ravens as a first-round bye. The Eagles with Saquon Barkley made it, and the Falcons with Kirk Cousins made it. And this will be interesting because only one player can pass this final test. And while we're simming this season, make sure you guys are subscribed to this channel. I'm going to do the same test after the draft is done with the top 10 NFL draft picks. Your Super Bowl champion is the Philadelphia Eagles by a score of 27-24 over the Patriots, which is funny in and of itself, which means only Saquon Barkley passes test number 5. Madden and free agency is not a realistic proposition. And if you enjoyed this one, I tested all the top quarterbacks in Madden. Go check that one out. That was fun.